Tradition. You can't buy it. It's earned the hard way over decades and eras. On the field, on the road, in the mud. With guts and with grit, and firm belief that today could be our day. The Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup is back. Still alive, still kicking, the oldest prize in American soccer. 96 teams, part-timers to major leaguers. Survive and move on, lose and you go home. So we call all underdogs, dreamers and believers. And we ask you again, one simple question. Are you up for the cup?
From Seattle, Washington, and Interbay Stadium, it's the 2025 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. It makes its way to the Pacific Northwest as Ballard FC takes on Spokane Velocity FC. With the former MLS midfielder Jamie Watson, I'm Josh Eastern. Ballard FC participating in the U.S. Open Cup for the second straight season. They already have won USL League 2 in their past. They have some good pedigree, and now trying for that first U.S. Open Cup win.
And that name at the bottom of this graphic, James Riley, is the only living person that has won this tournament 5 times. So if there's anybody to guide this team, James Riley is the perfect person to give the last words before Ballard FC take the pitch.
For Spokane, now in their second season as a club, as an organization. They made it to the League One final last year. It's a great launching pad for this club.
Lee Veidman has this group ready to try to make another run in this tournament, and you start to think about Spokane and their experience with their group making it all the way to the final. They understand how to navigate a knockout tournament, and they're going to look to try to compound what they did last year into this version of the U.S. Open Cup.
Tonight's starting lineups, some familiar names for Ballard FC from what they put on the field last year in this competition, but of course, Kellen Rowe will also play in the U.S. Open Cup tonight for Ballard FC.
During the first round, these two teams, Josh, you know better than most how tightly contested this match will be tonight.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. Both managers know how tight it was last year. They know they're ready for a similar matchup this year, and very familiar faces for Ballard FC to what they're putting on the field here tonight. And Lee Veidman, he put it pretty simply, said, last year we went toe-to-toe with them and they gave us all they could handle. We just got a good goal at the end. It worked out. We won it in regulation. Don't have to go to extra time, but this year it's a new venue now. Last year was at Memorial Stadium, but this is the real home of Ballard FC, Interbay Soccer Stadium. Well, there's some renovations last year at Interbay. They went to Memorial Stadium, the famous stadium just underneath the Space Needle, but now they're back here in the community of Ballard.
And when someone says it's a typical Seattle evening in mid-March, what does that look like right now, Josh?
Cloudy, gloomy, about mid-40s. Chance of rain at any moment.
There it is.
That's what we got here tonight. 48 degrees, cloudy. And as Lee Veidman said, it looks like it could rain any moment when we talked to him earlier today. The crowd is ready to go for this one. They have been eagerly awaiting this game tonight. I know this rematch is going to be something, and they are excited to fill Interbay Stadium for the first time in a couple of years.
We appreciate everybody watching on YouTube, wherever you might be watching this matchup. If you're on the East Coast, staying up late. If you're on the West Coast, we're in the heart of prime time right now for this one. This will cap off an exciting day 2 of round 1, but still one more day to come tomorrow.
Some great games already tonight. How about Virginia Dream taking out the Richmond Kickers? That was one of the big cup sets tonight.
The dream continues, as you so adequately said.
See if it continues for Ballard FC as well. Just awaiting kickoff. When you take a look at this Ballard lineup tonight, everybody has a tie to the Seattle area, whether they play college soccer here or whether they were part of the Sounders Academy or played for the Sounders or are from this area. It is a hyper-local Ballard FC side tonight. We are just about set for kickoff. Our referee is Kelsey Harms. The wind whipping through Interbay Stadium. And we are ready to kick this one off tonight. There is the whistle, and we are underway tonight from Seattle. It's Ballard FC and Spokane Velocity. Ballard in red, Spokane in the blue kits tonight. Lee Wiedemann and Spokane, they've already played one game this season, and it was this past weekend, a 2-2 draw against Knoxville. Said it was a game that felt like a loss because they were up 2-0. Then once it got to the 60th minute, he said we really fell off. That's when Knoxville was able to get a couple of goals, and already an early whistle in this one. And a free kick going Spokane's way. The crowd is up for this one early, Jamie.
It's an exciting matchup. It really is, and a lot of the players will think back to, it was almost exactly 1 year ago, March 20th of 2024, when these two teams met. So a lot to play for, and I'm excited to see how this is going to unfold over the next 90 minutes.
Throw-in going Spokane's way. And the referee stepping in for a word here with Kellen Rowe. Kellen Rowe, number 8 in red, from Federal Way, just about 45 minutes south here of Seattle. Played with the Sounders most recently. A lot of his career, though, in New England with the Revolution. And another throw-in on the way for Ballard. It's a Ballard team that is in his 4th year of existence, but they've already won USL League 2, the league that they participate in, as this cross comes in. Ballard able to keep it here in the early going. Won USL League 2 back in 2023. Last year, they ended up losing in the first round of the playoffs, so looking to get back to where they were a couple of years ago. This is always a great launching pad for this club, and a great opportunity for a lot of these players who either just finished up their college careers, or for Kellen Rowe, just finished up a tremendous pro career. Talking with James Riley coming into play today, head coach for Ballard FC. He says it's very exciting to be in this competition. He said he's had butterflies since yesterday. Now looking at this competition from a different point of view, from the technical area, instead of being on the field, as you mentioned, with his 5 titles. And a lot of experience that he can give to his players.
Really enjoyed the discussion with James Riley. I remember playing against him all those years, college, professionally, but then also now watching him mature as a coach, and he's really coming into his own as a head coach.
Ballard coming forward again here. Good challenge put in. And this ball cleared upfield.
My favorite part of the discussion with James Riley, we asked him who his coaches were that he learned from and drew inspiration from. He goes, well, there's one or two as we start to see the foul and the free kick. That was one for Spokane, and James Riley was saying some of the coaches he learned from. All right, we'll start with Steve Nickel and Paul Mariner, and then Frank Yallop, Ziggy Schmidt, Bruce Areno, Pablo Mastroeni, Chalice from Chivas, Jay Vidovich, Robin Frazier, Greg Vanny. Like, so many big coaches along the way? I mean, it's a proverbial who's who of coaches in this country at the professional level. Chalice internationally, and also Jay Vidovich at Wake Forest, who's since moved on from there. But my goodness, the pedigree that James Riley would have been able to pull from as a player. And he was a very cerebral player, very smart player. I think that's why he had such a successful career. And he draws from all those different coaches and gets to create his identity as a coach. And he's just early on at 42 years old. He's just going to continue to mature and grow into an even better coach from here.
James Riley, who has ties to this area because of his affiliation with the Sounders, was with the club when they first came into MLS 2009 to 2011, and then actually played for the Tacoma Stars at the end of his MLS career, or at least over the past couple of years, 2018, 2019. And then now in his second season as head coach here with Ballard FC, getting into the coaching ranks.
Big thing for Ballard, as they have had 6 practices, 4 actual tactical sessions, 2 scrimmages. Fitness will be an issue. And Spokane, who's already started their season, they should be more fit at this point in time. So for Ballard, they've got to pick their moments, when to go forward, when to press, and be strategic about it. If one goes, they're gonna have to go together, because if it starts to fracture and fragment and one goes, another one stays, you're just gonna do needless running and waste a lot of energy.
Lee Veidman talked about it. Their preseason was disrupted a little bit because of weather, so they really only had about, he said, 3 or so weeks to really get going and get everybody up to full speed. So that's why after 60 or so minutes the other day against Knoxville, they really started to struggle. You can see how that fitness comes through on short rest. They played on Sunday and then had to make the cross-state trip here to Seattle over the Cascade Mountain Range, and that's about a 5-hour bus ride.
But do you go over the mountain, or do you go around the mountain? How does that work?
You go over.
You go over
the pass, the Snoqualmie Pass. Find your way here to Seattle.
I'll give you some time to think about it, but by the end of the night, I do want to know favorite restaurant in Spokane and also in the Ballard, Bellevue area.
Now, to be fair, I've only been to Spokane one time in my life. It was for Hoop Fest, and people will know from Spokane what that is. It's the biggest 3-on-3 basketball tournament in the world. It's a street it's a street ball basketball festival that closed down the city.
Fantastic.
Great. That's what Spokane is made of. They're a big basketball city. Zags are in the tournament.
There we go.
Tonight, it's all about velocity, but maybe something here for Ballard. An early shot put into side netting. Charlie Kosakoff, the University of Washington product. There was a deflection on it. It's a corner.
This is advantageous little breakout here, but watch the dip of the shoulder from Kosakoff to be able to create this space. It just dips and then is able to turn. A little bit of fortune to get something from that. The angle was going against him, but nonetheless, these are the moments now early on that you can try to capitalize on set pieces and be able to get something from.
Played it short. Played it short. Now the cross comes in, and it's headed away. Maybe a chance now to break for Spokane.
Next time, tactical
Here
foul.
comes Spokane velocity. Trying to counterattack, and a good challenge put in and one back. Harrison Bertos, who's actually a San Diego FC draftee, did not end up signing with the club out of the University of Washington. Now, this is a great chance to show what he's made of, and a good challenge there.
So we talked about Hoop Fest in Spokane. Now, near the Ballard area.
You know, I got to give a shout out to the best soccer bar in the Seattle area. It's in nearby Fremont, the Georgian Dragon. Great place to catch the games
awesome.
in the morning or in the afternoon, whatever they are. They're always going to the Georgian Dragon.
Georgian Dragon, all right.
Shout out.
There we go. So there's a contingency watching tonight along, and next time you're there, I'm sure the first drink should be on them, right?
We'll see.
There we go for that shout out.
Back the other way, long ball over the top. There is Charlie Lamphere, the Seattle U product. He started in goal last year against Spokane and gets the start again here tonight. 7 players on this roster tonight were part of the roster a year ago. As you said, almost a year to the day. It was March 20th.
Swing it!
On the East Coast, by the time this game ends, it will be March 20th. To find a pass upfield. The pressure, though, in the middle. Too much for Ballard to handle. Austin Brummett going to ground. Ishome comes away with it. Here's Jalen Chrysler. Jalen Chrysler, another Western Washington product from just up the road in Everett. As this is picked off, Kellen Rowe trying to chip the goalkeeper. He may have had it, but it was off the mark.
Besides the paychecks, he can sky 1 or 2.
That's not a bad idea from Kellen Rowe. Would have been cheeky, just steps in front, little peek up. Realizes there was an opportunity there. If that stays on target, you just wonder, it looked like it had the right trajectory to get up and over.
So 10 minutes gone. Ballard and Spokane started pretty much toe-to-toe here tonight, as we expected this game would go. As Lee Veidman said, we don't know much about them still going into this game tonight, but he said last year they pressed us a ton and they were super direct, and we've seen a little bit of that so far.
And to be fair, I'm sure James Riley is still figuring out much about his side as well, too. So very difficult at this point in time to be able to try to figure out, and it's just the nature of when this tournament starts and understanding where the USL League 2 season, it begins. So there is a bit of a period of time where you've got to be able to get your players in. Maybe not everybody that you will go into the season with will be able to make it into the first couple rounds of the tournament. So it's a lot of adjusting and a really big challenge for a coach.
On the way to the end line, this headed centrally. Bertos was there again for Ballard. And an outlet down the left. Cleared away and out of play. There's a driving range right on the other side of that fence. Hopefully it doesn't end up in the driving range.
I've seen you drive. If you were there, it would be a possibility. It would be in play that you could clear the net.
I don't know. Not right now. We're in a rough patch right now, Jamie.
What I didn't mention is it faces the other direction, so it's just a wicked slice
perfect.
that would have made it.
Yes. One back in the middle. Ballard looking upfield quickly as they usually do. Here's Austin Brummett. Brummett formerly with Tacoma Defiance and New York Red Bulls 2. Brummett goes down. He was caught. It's a free kick and then shoulder to shoulder. But a free kick regardless coming for Ballard.
Get out the cream!
Couple of options standing over this. Hammond, one of those. Luke Hammond, the other here for Ballard. Hammond runs away.
Bet you didn't see that coming.
And now Hammond will swing this one in. Trying a little bit of creativity there on the free kick. It didn't end up working out.
I didn't see that one coming.
I don't think a lot of people did. Now trying to switch the point of attack again. Well, this is the home field for Seattle Pacific University here, which is where number 19, Raimundo Mendez, played his college soccer, so he's very familiar with this field. On the turn, Nico Brett went down, one of the most prolific goal scorers in USL Championship history. As this comes all the way into the corner now, Ryan Bilichuk is forced to push this out of play. That's good pressure there by Charlie Kosakov.
When you're playing on turf on a wet night, these passes become infinitely harder, so it was a clever bit to go under the ball to give it backspin so we can bite just a little bit, and Kosakov doesn't get up on it, so that allows them to win a throw in deep, get possession, and try to build going forward for Ballard.
Working down the right all the way into the corner. Challenge put in by Jom, and it's a goal kick. Joe Dale was making the run. Another player that played in last year's game. Ryan Bilichuk making his debut tonight for Spokane. Coming over from Portland Timbers 2. He's from Greenville, South Carolina, played his college soccer at Elon, and now has trying to make a living here in the Pacific Northwest.
Handball!
Move down the line. And the back pass for Lamar.
Got time. Great.
Trying to find some space upfield. Dale going into the challenge, but Spokane ends up with the ball, at least initially, and they'll get a throw in out of it. It's Pierre Reedy who is into that challenge for Spokane.
It's a good intensity to this match so far to start. Good, hard, clean challenges flying about.
Jom. What a year it was last year for Spokane. They really struggled at the end of the regular season. They finished winless in their last 7 regular season matches with 5 losses, 2 draws. They lost 5 straight and then got those 2 draws the last couple games. And then all of a sudden they reached the USL League One final. Just a tremendous run for this Spokane side. They ended up beating Northern Colorado by 3-0. They got a penalty kick win against Madison. And they went to Union Omaha. Nobody was beating Union Omaha last year and lost that game by 3-0. But a lot to build on for this Spokane side here in year number 2 of their existence.
Well, what a great start for Spokane. Just proof of concept of what they're trying to build. And when you have that level of success in year 1, a lot easier to recruit. Able to bring some players in. And
why we need ball boys.
Ballard again. There was some pushing and shoving away from the ball before that ball was thrown in. There's been some physicality, as we've been talking about here in these opening 16.5 minutes. Davis Mungamba. And now Bertos. Long over the top, looking for that direct ball, trying to win a second ball. Another big deflection will take this out of play.
Thank you. Ref, I heard Pearl Vision's having a discount. 3 for 1.
Spokane looking to play out here. Looking for the switch of play. Positive first touch there by Neil Vinyals, but the second one wasn't as good. Turned over. Ballard turning out of trouble with Kellen Rowe. Quick give and go to the outside. Here's Richie Ammon now looking infield. Lays it off initially for Mendez. Ammon gets it back, getting end line. Runs out of room, and another goal kick. Just from looking at this field, definitely not the most spacious pitch. How does that change how maybe Spokane wants to play as they want to play out?
Well, when it's tight like this, pressure is going to come a little bit quicker. So when you have a field that's confined spaces, you need to play the first option in 1 or 2 touches. You can get in trouble in tight spaces by taking 2, 3, 4 touches. And then if ultimately you don't have an option, you can always turn the team around and go a little bit more direct. And I think Ballard has done that more so than Spokane has done it so far. And I think Ballard have also gotten more opportunities in Spokane because of it.
There's been nothing going really for Spokane, but Ballard again trying to come forward. Quick give and go again, down the line, another foot race for it. Ammon won't get there. Now a chance for Spokane to look upfield again. Here comes Pierre Reedy. Cut back for Vignals. Vignals serves, back post, chested down, pinballing around the box. Ballard able to get this one out. Here's Brummett, and he'll just thump it upfield. Maybe a chance to get on the end of this. Jalen Chrysler does very well defensively to fend off Charlie Kosakoff. Long downfield, and there is Lamar again to claim. 20 minutes gone. Ballard has to feel good about this start. They have limited what Spokane has really been able to do in this game.
It's been a really positive start for Ballard. I think James Riley will be well pleased with his group's ability to adapt, to be able to understand the conditions, understand that there are some college players that are a measured level of fitness with the spring training that college soccer has. But understanding that you got to be able to play the occasion, play the game, and the circumstances and climate around it. So at times it doesn't have to necessarily be aesthetically pleasing. It just needs to be effective. And I think Ballard will probably be the happier of the two teams 21 minutes into this match.
Yeah, the switch of play didn't quite come off there for Spokane.
Why does it feel like they're having more fun than us?
A lot of fun to be had tonight here in Seattle.
Some are having more than others.
I mean, second straight year these two teams have gone up against each other. And you know Ballard will want to get back at Spokane after the 1-0 loss last year for Ballard. It was Andre Lewis with an absolute banger to win the game in second half stoppage time. Ish Jome, oh, a big challenge put in on Ish Jome. Joe Dale going into that challenge. Jome is down. Play continuing on. Advantage was played. This will obviously be looked at again by our referee, and you wonder what color card this could be.
Yeah, that's at a minimum yellow. That was clumsy and reckless, to say the least. And it's the right decision for a referee to continue on since Spokane still has possession.
Cross comes in. Lamar is able to claim it. Now, obviously, nothing will happen from the referee until the next dead ball, but we'll see what happens.
I mean, Joe Dale just loses the plot here. He's late. Now, he does pull out, but his body still goes through. I think that's absolutely a yellow card. And
In all honesty, there was a lot of...
we just got to wait till the ball goes out, as you alluded to a moment ago, before we presumably see that.
Taken away in the middle. Austin Brummett going shoulder to shoulder. Now Neil Vignals. He's played with 3 different League One teams now, starting with Tormenta, Richmond, and now Spokane. And now it'll be a stoppage. And it looks to be a yellow card coming. That's what it is for Joe Dale. And I think the point you mentioned, you could see him pulling out of the challenge. Doesn't mean it wasn't rash or not worthy of a yellow card, but maybe that keeps it a yellow card.
Completely agree, and I applaud a referee. That's the right way the rules are supposed to be adjudicated in that moment. Kelsey Harms knew that when the ball was going to go out, albeit it ended up taking about 2.5 minutes for the ball to go out, and that was going to be the moment in which she could give Joe Dale a yellow card, and rightfully so, but she didn't want to stop the play and ruin the moment for Spokane and the advantage that they had.
Here's Jome, again looking centrally. Colin Fernandez looking for some width, headed away by Luke Hammond. Again, this deflecting forward. And now moved upfield, but that pass looking for some width, and Richie Hammond off the mark. As this game goes on, you'd expect Spokane to start to settle in a little bit, but being on the road, that adds just that extra degree of difficulty, especially on a surface they have not played on, and a venue they have not played on. So many new things for this team to look at coming into this game, but it's the magic of the Cup.
Without a doubt, Spokane, their best ability right now to control the pace of the game is moving the ball from side to side, east and west. If Ballard are going to sit in and take away the ability to play in behind, that's when you start to see the methodical side to side, get some players for Ballard moving and running and exerting some energy defending, and then you wait till that moment when somebody doesn't do their defensive due diligence, and that's when you try to play a penetrating, line-breaking ball.
A heavy touch, turns it over, moved out wide, trying to return it to Nico Brett. There was appeal for penalty, but nothing from our referee, Kelsey Harms.
Heavy touch, and this is exactly what Spokane need to do on those moments when it gets turned over. How quickly can you be the one to then try to break the line while they're still unbalanced defensively, and Ballard is not set? A glimpse of what Spokane is capable of doing in transitional moments.
Long switch of play. That's a great first touch there by Joe Dale off his chest. Dale progressing all the way into the corner again. Just able to keep that ball in play. Still a battle for it. And a throw in for Ballard. And they want to go quick with it, but Dale turns it over. Now Reedy how to play it. And this time it goes Spokane's way. Cut this off again. Bertos. Pass off the mark, looking for Brummett. Some pressure in the middle, and a challenge put in by Meredith, and a free kick. Bryce Meredith going to ground, and a yellow card is out.
Meredith just got caught on the ball. Player that's really capable of being able to get out of those situations, but gets a little bit of caught in between two minds of a full turn. This touch handcuffs him a bit, and then cynically brings down the attacker in a way that prevents a promising counterattack. So one player now for each team in the books.
Only what, 35 yards?
Two-man wall. We'll see how they decide to play this. It's Brummett to chip it into the box. Back post! Diving in, but just a little bit too far out in front as it skips out of play. It's a tough angle on a free kick.
It is, and you start to then wonder, it's not necessarily about the first ball going to goal, but it's the second phase of action. Can you clip this ball in and try to get a ball squared across to another runner? First runner that overlapped for Ballard, his responsibility was then to make it to the back post for that secondary ball to come back across. Just a bit too much on the clipped-in entry service.
Milichuk forced to play over the top. Trying to connect with Nico Brett. Last year, Brett with Memphis missed basically the entire season because he was injured, but has played a long career with Birmingham, New Mexico, Pittsburgh, and Portland as well. That's where he really started his pro career, the Jamaican international. Still just 32 years old, and kind of a lot to give to this Spokane side that struggled to score goals towards the end of the season. They still were able to make that run. It was mostly because of their defense as to why they made that run to the final. But adding a player like Nico Brett, absolutely massive for Lee Wiedemann this year. Pressure here in the middle. Vinyals goes to ground. He was asking for a whistle. Moving forward, the header by Dale. Gamba climbing the ladder, and there is Kellen Rowe.
This is really what Kellen Rowe is going to bring, the ability to pick up a second ball in the middle of the park, keep possession, get it to the wide guys who can try to create. That was a great tackle.
Big challenge put in there. And now Spokane trying to come back the other way, and they're looking direct. This ball, though, Lamar plays it perfectly.
That's really well done. Very calm and composed. Ballard has looked good so far. They've done a really good job of being able to play their way out of pressure, try to create. They've looked lively. We're 30 minutes in, and the excitement and that initial exuberance now starts to fade a little bit. Now, can you maintain the high level of play, the high soccer IQ of playing the right pass, making the right decision when you start to get a bit more tired as the half starts to come to a close? Those are the moments where you really get tested, and in those moments, sometimes less is more to get out of problems.
Well, when you look at what it takes to put together a cup set, obviously it's not just that first 15 minutes, but it's sustaining that as long as you can. But with this energy and how Ballard plays, we'll see if they're able to keep this up for the entirety of 90 minutes and maybe more if needed. Last year in the game, as Lee Wiedemann said, and even James Riley said as well, he said Ballard probably unlucky to score a goal in that game last year. It was a really tightly contested contest. Ballard actually outshot Spokane 11-7. They had a little bit more possession as well, completed more passes. It was just a moment of brilliance from Andre Lewis, who is on the bench tonight.
Starting to see Ballard drop a little bit deeper defensively. That's a sign that maybe fatigue is setting in, so your rest defense, if you can drop into that kind of formation and that little bit of a shell, and you wait till your opponent gets impatient, tries to force the ball through, and now Ballard are able to start to build out into an attacking phase of play just by putting themselves in good positions defensively.
Dale trying to switch the point of attack. Ish Joam with the block. Those two have gotten to know each other a little bit tonight. Down the line. Looking infield again, Neil Vinyals looking for Nico Brett. It runs through, and it's taken by Charlie Lamar. Cut down, and a free kick.
Just taking a breather, it's okay.
A clear foul, and not much debate about it. Not really a attacking phase of play there, so I'm okay with the decision for just a talking to.
And players still down here for Ballard. It's one of 4 games in action right now. This one of two games that is level. The other one that is level is Real Monarchs 1 and El Farolito 1. Might remember El Farolito from last year, the team that is basically formed around a burrito restaurant in the Bay Area. A fun story for El Farolito. They're back at it again this year, and another cup set tonight. It was Birmingham Legion losing 1-0 to Little Rock Rangers. One of a couple cup sets tonight. I don't know if you want to call Des Moines over Sporting Kansas City 2 a cup set or not, but
no. When the starting lineup for Des Moines Menace has more appearances in Major League Soccer than days played as a professional from the other team, no. For Sporting Kansas City, maybe even days lived on this earth for the youngsters of Sporting Kansas City 2. That doesn't qualify as a cup set, but we do get some more storylines for round 2, that's for sure.
No doubt about it. That'll be a fun one. That's just in 2 weeks' time. Those guys might take about 2 weeks to recover. Long throw here for Spokane. Headed away immediately. Really nowhere to run for Richie Ammon. Brummett wins it back and then wins a throw-in. As we expected, Ballard have come to play tonight. 10 minutes to go until halftime. I think James Riley would have to be pretty pleased about how these opening 35 minutes have gone. One back in the corner, cut back towards the top of the area. Chance to shoot for Neil Vinyals. It's blocked, and no second attempt. Bryce Meredith making his Spokane debut in the middle. Move this down the line, and that's just two hands into the back. A pretty easy decision there from the AR.
If he does it again,
and maybe some frustration coming here from Spokane. They only have, well, technically don't have a registered shot yet because there are a few block shots, but they've struggled to really get anything going into the attack.
Marky Hernandez getting another talking to. That's 2 fouls in quick succession for him, so I imagine that's something that our referee, Kelsey Harms, has just gone over inside. You've probably exhausted all the goodwill that you've built up. For a baseball guy, big Mariner fan.
There you go.
What comes next? Strike 3.
And you're out. Or into the book. Maybe not out.
Yeah. Maybe.
Here's Joe Dale against Ish Jome. Back for Philippasian, and then all the way back to Harrison Bertos. Flicked forward, chested in fields. Meredith, he has to be careful on that yellow card that he picked up. He's right at the base of that midfield.
Yeah, Meredith is going to be in these positions time and time again through the rest of the night, and those little fouls start to add up, and ultimately you give your team the precarious position of having to defend this in-swinging free kick that Luke Hammond will try to put somewhere between the penalty spot and the top of the 6-yard box, and you get runners coming across it. Try to give a change of direction if possible.
Hammond lifts it in. Header back towards the top of the area. Neil Vinyals gets it away. All the way out to midfield. All the way back to Charlie Lamphere. Broken up again, and trying to go quick through the middle was Neil Vinyals. Sit down by David Garcia. And moved out wide. Couldn't get a touch on it. He runs out for another throw-in. Down the line. There's Chrysler over this time to get it away. Spokane showing their patience here, nearing the break, trying to just kind of wear down this Ballard team. Game with very few opportunities in each box. A few set pieces for Ballard, a couple deflected shots into side netting, but nothing really too close. Jome down the line. Spokane just taking the sting out of the game right now. Again, it's Jome. Now Ballard solid in their defensive shape. Now Spokane looking for a line-breaking pass. Hernandez turns it out wide. And they'll start again at the back. Garcia and Chrysler.
It's a lot of passes, but it's all bark, no bite at the moment. Till this moment when you finally can break the lines.
Here Reedy fires this in. Boy, that ball was on a line right through the box. Just nobody on the end of it for Spokane.
This is why you go side to side. You wait for the moment where Dale decides to reach, and then he realizes he's on a yellow card, so now he's the wrong side of the attacker, and he's got to let him go. So in that moment, that's why you're going side to side. You're waiting for that moment. It hadn't happened. Ballard had been very disciplined defensively until that one moment. Then you start to see that's when the professional team will then try to attack, and they'll try to expose you.
Whistle here's the referee going to her pocket. She is. And a yellow card will go to David Garcia. Center back into the book now for Spokane. This is the first game that Garcia and Jalen Chrysler are playing as a center back duo. Was Cameron Miller alongside Marcelo Lodge that played together over the weekend against Knoxville. Many, many changes into the starting lineup tonight for Lee Veidman and Spokane. Some width for Ballard. Now the cross coming in, dug out there on the header. Vinyals trying to find a way out. Throws on the brakes. Colin Fernandez cut down by Austin Brummett.
That's a flop.
And the referee saying no more there from Austin Brummett, and Spokane went too quickly.
Like a Chinook salmon. Right up the damn ladder.
Another stoppage here, and a conversation with David Garcia. I wonder if this is still a conversation about the yellow card he picked up about 30 seconds ago.
You're absolutely right.
Now no need to pick up another yellow for dissent. Cooler heads prevail.
Yeah, he was chirping a little too much there.
Long switch of play as it comes back centrally. Cut back, and now a chance to cross. There's Charlie Lamphere. Relatively straightforward take there for the keeper. Distribution off the mark and out of play. And looking for that switch of play, Pierre Reedy trying to get onto it. Instead, it's cleared away there by Dale. Ballard having trouble at the moment getting on the ball, but we've reached stoppage time. We'll see how much longer Kelsey Harms wants this first half to go. Spokane look in field. This one laid off. Meredith keeps moving it back. Chrysler.
You don't have any time.
We're into 2 minutes of stoppage time.
He's offside. Don't pass it.
Trying to look in field. The shot blocked in front. Bertos with the block. Challenge put in by Hammond. And Ballard able to get this out. Bertos, big presence on that back line. Now, here comes Ballard. Some contact there. No whistle and play on.
That's a big decision because that was Bryce Meredith, who's on a yellow card already.
I guess if you blow the whistle there, it's got to be a yellow card or it's got to be nothing. It can't really just be a foul.
You are absolutely correct.
Runs through for Brett. Lays it off, trying to connect with Neil Vinyals, and there's Brummett going to ground to break it up. The intensity's still there from Ballard when they can show it, as Dale is racing down the right. Joe Dale has got it all wrong.
Let's take a look at that opportunity just a moment ago for Spokane, and their best opportunities have been in these transitional moments where they quickly attack the space that's been left, and this one was a good block. Now here's a look at that one from Meredith. Oh, it was ruled shoulder to shoulder, but I think in this moment, you're absolutely right. If you blow the whistle, you're basically saying that stops a promising attack, and that's a yellow card there, which would have been sending off. I'm okay with not sending off Meredith there. I don't think that was enough for it.
Through the minimum of 2. And the referees brought this first half to a close. As we expected, a tightly contested contest between Ballard FC and Spokane Velocity for a second straight season here in the U.S. Open Cup. It's all for the taking, half number 2.
As we expected, very little separating these two teams, and I believe this is the kind of match where it's going to be one team that makes a mistake, the other one punishes. So right now, going into the halftime talk, I imagine both coaches will say it's about limiting the mistakes, not taking chances in your defensive third, and then when the other team does make a mistake, got to be ruthless with that final ball or that final finish.
We have reached the break here from Seattle, and we have a good one on our hands. Ballard FC, Spokane Velocity. It's no score at the break. Stay with us. We'll be back for the second half shortly.
let my boy Drewski learn?
I don't think so. Drewski?
AK the shooter, road stop player, road defense videographer.
But different than the other Drewski? Okay, not like me.
This guy's taking photos for LeBron.
You're the real Drewski.
No, hey, you gotta go come up here and stand with us over here. Once in a while. Yo, bro, don't put this so long. Shut up. This is just hiding. Exactly. No, actually, what's not the drip on mine? Should I get your drip? So I just have never worn a base. What camera would you shoot these photos
here at Interbay Stadium in Seattle. No score between Ballard FC and Spokane Velocity, as we are just about set for the second 45 minutes of action. Well, in the first half, the expected goals were
central and to, I don't know, maybe put a shot on target.
I mean, that's the only way you're going to find a goal, right?
It's a good starting point.
Now, nothing through that first 45 minutes, though we did see Spokane, as you see by the possession stats. They really got on the ball. They worked it side to side. They tried to get things going, but as we have pointed out, they really have not been able to get things going. So back here at Interbay Stadium with Jamie Watson. I'm Josh Eastern, glad to be with you. This is the first of 2 straight nights of action here in the Seattle area for the U.S. Open Cup. Tomorrow night will be Tacoma Defiance taking on Washington Athletic Club. That will be down at Starfire in Tukwila. That's actually the stadium where Ballard FC won their USL League 2 title. They moved it from here down to Starfire. More fans there. There are about 3,400 people in attendance. And what a game it was. Now the referees making their way out. We are just about set to go for this second half. Sellout crowd here tonight. And they are being treated to a tightly contested contest. Just waiting on the whistle from our referee, Kelsey Harms. There is the whistle, and we are underway. 45 more minutes tonight from Seattle, and maybe more. We nearly needed it a year ago, as this is won back by Ballard. A quick cross coming in. There was nobody on this near side, and Spokane able to settle things down. Spokane, after getting that late goal by Andre Lewis last year here against Ballard, it sparked a bit of a run for them in the Open Cup, winning their second game against LA Force, NISA club, before they went toe-to-toe with Las Vegas Lights in what was a thrilling game. Spokane scored a goal from about 40 yards away with the last kick of regulation. Went to extra time, went toe-to-toe with Vegas for 30 more minutes before Vegas eventually was just too much, but Spokane was right there, and I assume they'd be looking to put on another nice little cup run here in 2025.
Impeccable memory from you, thinking to that match all the way back on April 17th of last year. But you couldn't tell me what you had for lunch 3 days ago, but you could tell me everything that happened in an Open Cup match.
Actually, I could tell you what I had for lunch, and it was really good.
Oh, man. You have your
But
priorities right.
I couldn't tell you anything else. That's about it. I just remember that specifically. But point taken. Thank you.
Well, now I got to know what you had for lunch. I mean, you're not going to tell me?
Well, we were down in Texas.
We
Me
were?
and you. FC Dallas, Vancouver Whitecaps. I had this beef rib. I'm telling you, it was massive.
You going to tell me how much it cost next?
Nope.
If you
But
have
it
to
was.
ask.
But as I said, it was worth it.
Everything's bigger in Texas, including that bill for that meal.
It was one of those things where you go up to the counter, they tell you how much it is. You're like, oh, I guess it's too late to
Can I
turn
put
back
that
now.
I'll take a third of this, please.
Yeah. It was worth it, though. I will tell you that. It was a when in Rome type moment.
When in Frisco.
When in
Basically the same
Frisco,
thing.
Texas. Yeah, Rome, Frisco, same thing. It's Ballard starting in possession here in this second half. Gonna move this ahead. Again, ends up out of play. Ballard just trying to get on the ball a little bit. Spokane was moving it side to side for a majority of the last few minutes of that first half. But still, we've not found anything in front of goal so far tonight. Another whistle and a free kick going up the other way. And a player staying down in the meantime as well. Everybody back to their feet. Now the free kick here for Ballard, just inside their own half. There's Bertos, who will return it back to Charlie Lamfier. A local product, Lamfier, from nearby Sammamish, Washington, to Eastlake High School. Broken up in the middle, referee was pointing the ball right away. Still, Spokane not able to do anything with it. And into space. Mendez lays this one off. Hammond was cutting it infield. The header down by David Garcia. Chipped over the top. Beautiful pass. Comes through the middle, but the flag is up for offside. It's one of those where you almost want the flag to stay down because of how beautiful of a run of play it was, but Spokane will be happy to see it come up.
I mean, it's the right decision, but almost led to a SportsCenter type goal. Look at this. Whoop. Up and over. And now if this goes in right there, that volley, oh man.
Not quite meant to be there for Ballard. They've been on the ball to start this second half. Back again for Lamfier. And chipped up fields, chested down. Brummett plays it over the top. A chance to run after this for Kosakaf.
That was a lot of dirt.
Winner won by Ballard, but the second ball won by Spokane. And now they can look up fields. Lucky Opara serves it out wide. Marky Hernandez. Nico Brett waiting in the middle. Hernandez! Wow! Ends up on the top of the net. That one had eyes for the top corner.
This would have been something spectacular. For being honest, Lampier didn't look like he gave it much credence at first, and then that thing moved and went back the other way. The hand went up like it was going to go way over, and that was not way over. Thing was moving, dipping, swerving.
A little breezy tonight here at Inter Bay. That could have affected it as well. Down the line for Ammon. Richie Ammon, cross blocked, stays in play. And back to Spokane it goes. Now the last 2 years has been champions of the Northwest Division in USL League 2. This past year, 9-3-2 on 29 points. Scored 40 goals in 14 matches, only conceded 16. They were ousted in the first round of the playoffs by Project 510, which is the second team for the Oakland Roots. I know there's a lot of soccer fans watching tonight, otherwise why would you be watching this game? But this weekend, the Oakland Roots in the USL Championship playing their opening match at the Oakland Coliseum. Right now, 20,000 tickets sold. Is going to be an insane atmosphere. Definitely recommend tuning in for that one.
Absolutely remarkable accomplishment. As a fan of the Mariners, I know that they've been in the division with the A's all along. You ever go to a game at the Coliseum?
One moment as this comes into the box. Another chance here for Ballard. Hammond now serves it up, back post, the header down, and it's swept away. To answer your question, I have not been to a baseball game there. I've been to a Raiders game at the Oakland Coliseum.
Is that right?
Yes. Did not make it to a baseball game.
Well, so if the fans are heading to the game, what kind of experience is it? Is it a good one? Is it intimate? Is it close by? Is it a good stadium, or is it just?
I mean, it's the Oakland Coliseum. That's all I can tell you.
Say less.
Moved out wide, rolled in, deflected wide. What a chance there for Ballard.
There we go. The game's starting to open up now in the second half, and Ballard, patient, methodical, going side to side. This is a enticing ball played across, and that could have gone anywhere. That was a heart-mouth moment for Chrysler.
Hammond puts it in, another deflection. Gonna move this forward, a quick give and go. Richie Ammon cut off, goes down, so do two blue shirts. And it ends up with a whistle back to Spokane. But Ballard has to feel really good about these opening 10 minutes.
Oh, without a doubt. James Riley, whatever he said to his group and the motivation, the tactical changes that he just pointed out at the second half at the halftime is paid dividends so far in the second half. Ballard looked like they're in the ascendancy right now.
Spokane working through the middle. Looks like substitutes readying for Spokane as well. Meredith, he could be a candidate to come off with a yellow card and maybe one more challenge and he could be off. Played out wide for Ish Jome. Jome for Vinyals. The return ball all the way into the corner. Jome puts the cross in. Hammond the header away. Again, trying to work down that left side. Ball stays in play, or it did not stay in play. That's out for a goal kick. And a substitution now for Spokane Velocity. So it was Meredith to come off the field there for Spokane. Really no surprise there. Challenge put in the middle. And then another sliding challenge. It's Luis Gil who has come onto the field. One of the more experienced players on the field. And he had a hello for Kellen Rowe as he came on as well. The first sub of the game for Lee Wiedemann.
Good, clean challenge and a little bit of skill to turn out of trouble and winning a foul for Ballard so they can get going with the attack now.
Hammond slides it forward. It looked like it was off the heel there as it comes through the middle. Goalkeeper didn't get it. Hammond able to keep it. Ammon for Hammond. Again, moved out wide. Ammon with a positive touch. Ends up out of play, and a corner kick for Ballard. Just the second corner kick of the game, and both have gone to the home side tonight.
We got two if Ballard want to go short, and it doesn't look like he's interested in defending, so now a 3v1.
Conversation here between Ryan Bilichuk and our referee tonight, Kelsey Harms. Ready for the in-swinger. Lifted all the way to the backside, nodded back centrally. Spokane was looking for a whistle there as it looked like Luis Gil was on the ground. There's Gil to get it away. He's been bumped now a few times since coming on just about 2 minutes ago. Hammond. Floated out wide. Ballard in the ascendancy here in the second half. Getting end line, rolling it towards Bilichuk, who holds on. Right now the game in Harriman, Utah, 1-1 between Real Monarchs and El Farolito. Real Monarchs down to 10 men.
Farolito, that's an incredible story from last year with the Open Cup, the run that they had. A story you can sink your teeth into. Get behind that one.
Always. You hungry?
A delicious tale of underdogs doing really, really well. Part-time burrito shop owners, part-time soccer team owners. It's mouth-watering stuff.
Best of both worlds. This cross comes in. Flicked along, and the shot ends up over the bar by Marky Hernandez.
Starting to see some life from Spokane. good movement side to side, and finally a little bit of overlapping movement from Lucky Opara. Hasn't gotten forward too many times tonight, but it was that bounce as it found its way to Marky Hernandez. That was always going to make life difficult to get that on target.
Here comes Ballard again with Richie Ammon. Ammon went down away from the ball. Lucky Opara gets caught. Free kick to Ballard.
It's a good job of just working the defender, baiting the moment when they're going to lunge in, and then understanding that Opara had committed. As the 1-2 gets started off, Opara can't have that completed, so he's got to be able to bring down the attacking player, but this gives a really advantageous spot for a free kick to try to curl this in.
It's Austin Brummett who stands over it. Brummett's ready. The in-swinging ball taken by Bilichuk. Strong goalkeeping there in the middle. There's a couple players tangled up. It leaves one Ballard player down right on the goal line.
It's not a bad free kick, but you got to have some runners flashing across, and it just hangs up just a bit too much. And a little glimpse of the afters, nothing really malicious in there, just two players tangled up. So referee Kelsey Harms, who's done a good job with the match so far. She's got most of the decisions spot on, and she's got this one right as well to just have a talking to and just cooler heads prevail.
Broken up in the middle. Ballards can look upfield again. Space, they're coming through the middle. It's Brummett. Brummett saved! Best chance of this game, and a big stop from Ryan Bilichuk.
The weight on this through ball as it comes through from Mendez on turf on a wet night, that is so difficult. And then this save is spectacular from Bilichuk to get down. Strong enough hand to push it wide. He was going the other way, so you got to set your feet and lunge back to be able to push it. That is a tremendous save.
Corner kick on the way for Ballard. Past the hour mark. And all the momentum in favor of the home side. In-swinging ball, back post. Comes to the top of the area. The referee was right in the middle of that. And now Spokane, a chance to break. Shoulder to shoulder there. Now Luis Hill is ripped down. A yellow card, and Spokane, I think, is the right to ask for a little bit more there, because he made 2 fouls in this sequence.
Yeah, so as this breaks out, this is a really interesting situation. There could have been 1, and that clearly is a second yellow.
The horse collar tackle.
I mean, it's 15 yards, personal foul. And the other version of this, you're right. Very easily, if you'd have seen Kelsey Harms point a yellow card in his direction and then pointed back at where the first foul and then the second foul happened and pull out a red, you would have said that's probably fair. So that's a fortunate turn of events for Ballard to keep this at 11 on 11.
Davis Mungamba into the book, a Seattle U product. This is what Spokane wants to do, keep the ball. They haven't had much of the ball in the second half. Marky Hernandez, cross blocked. Chance for a long throw. Long throw, put right into the mixer. Headed away immediately. Now Colin Fernandez keeps it low. Still available here for Spokane, and then it's turned over. There's Brummett. He's popped up all over the field tonight. Long run for this one, and maybe a chance on goal. Here comes Kosikov over the bar. Tried to go for the spectacular.
Oh, this is as Route 1 as it gets, but it is intentional. Ball's played in behind it. Maybe originally was looking elsewhere, but for Ammon, but Kosikov with that blazing speed gets in behind. Now he's trying to open up his hips, but I think he gets caught between two minds. Am I trying to curl this low to the far post or open up the hips and exaggerate it and then close it and go back to the near post? Instead, does about 50% of each and gets it 100% wrong.
Another good chance for Ballard. They've had the two best chances in this second half, which means they've really had the two best chances of this game. And a giveaway. Here comes Spokane. Marky Hernandez. Chance to shoot for Nico Brett, and what a challenge put in by Harrison Bertos. We mentioned he was the San Diego FC draftee, and there's a reason why.
This is really good recovery to understand when to go into the challenge and be able to apply that crucial intervention inside the box without committing a foul.
We always talk for the amateur clubs or the non-pro teams. Who is going to impress some people and maybe win a contract with another team? I think Harrison Bertos could be one of those prospects. Loaded out wide again, Lucky Opara. Another chance for a long throw. We'll see what Spokane elects to do. Opara. Long throw, flicked along and cleared away. Another chance to put one into the box. Lifted in. Lamfier came way out of his goal for it, but it worked out for him. Opara out wide again. Hernandez lifts it in. And a foul against Spokane.
This is another opportunity which you're starting to see a little bit of success from the wide areas here on the near side for Spokane, and maybe a little bit of vulnerability starting to develop behind the near side here for Ballard, and they've got to try to figure out, Hammond does, to balance that act of getting forward versus doing the defensive responsibilities, because Spokane are starting to find some success with those services from this near far side. Near far side?
Something like that.
Yeah. It's easy for me to say. From this near side of the field, playing those balls across. Talking's hard sometimes, you know what I mean? You don't, but I just showed you.
Is Zach Ramsey, who has come onto the field to replace Richie Ammon. Our first sub of the night. Ramsey, another University of Washington product from nearby Redmond, Washington. You know what company's based in Redmond?
Is that Amazon?
No, it's another small one called Microsoft.
Ah. That was That was a complete shot in the dark. I don't know why I said Amazon. I have no idea where they're based out of.
They're actually based out of Seattle.
Oh, okay, there we
you
go.
That's why I thought you were all right. Okay,
Not too far off.
We can work with that. Here comes Ballard again, trying to make something happen with Mendez, and now Brummett. Ramsey wearing number 11 in red tonight for Ballard. Foul in the middle, free kick to Spokane. Well, Zach Ramsey, just reading up about him, says from UW, he plans to major in aeronautical and astronautical engineering as this ball is fizzed across the face of goal.
Is that it, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Just can send a rocket ship to the moon. That's pretty cool. This is a lovely little dummy. Clever. Inches away from being in the back of the net for Nico Brett, but nonetheless, you're starting to see that there are some warning signs for both of these teams. Things are opening up, and with less than 20 minutes to go, you feel like it's going to be one mistake that gets punished or one moment of brilliance that we see that's going to separate, like we saw almost a year ago.
Cross comes in, too far, Lamphere takes it. I misspoke earlier, Andre Lewis not part of the squad tonight, so he'll not be able to recreate what he did last year, but I know wherever he is watching, I'm sure he is thinking about that moment, because what a moment it was. Also, we can update you that El Farolito have taken the lead against Real Monarchs, 2-1 deep in extra time. Throwing on the way for Ballard. Still locked at zeros through 73 minutes. Extra time lurking unless somebody can find a goal. Chrysler carrying it forward. Now Vinyals. Neil Vinyals locked down by Kellen Rowe in the middle. Nothing doing there for Ballard.
Is this 5 subs, 3 periods? I don't know. Is there an extra sub? Is that extra time?
Down the line, Chom keeps it moving. And there's Brummett. He has been all over the field tonight for Ballard.
Get up.
Referee said, play on. That's what Ballard will do. Rowe.
I'd like what I've seen from Austin Brummett tonight. Hardworking, honest two-way. Some speed and open space, has the ability to create. And I think at times he's been pinned back because he's been so honest defensively. I'd like to see him be able to push forward as well, too, and try to get into the attack more. I feel like Ballard's had some success when Brummett has been able to get higher up the field.
Brummett, who played at San Diego State, has been with Ballard as well in the past. Looks like that throw slipped out of his hands there. And a whistle will now go for a free kick to Spokane. Needs to set this one up, trying to get a ball into the box for Spokane Velocity. Here it comes, the in-swinging ball, flick towards goal. It's easy for Charlie Lamar. Lamar gets it long downfield, but Ballard not able to keep it. Nico Brett into the corner, runs out of play for another goal kick. Ballard had all the momentum in the opening portion of the second half. Now it's Spokane starting to get on the ball a little bit, but still have not been able to create much. The referee was not ready there, so they'll have to redo this. Harrison Bertos to start things again. Davis Mungamba. And Fear just gets rid of it. Two subs preparing for each team, but first, here's Zach Ramsey. The back heel to lay it off for Mendez. Back for Ramsey. Ramsey fires it in. Headed away at the near post. There was some velocity behind that cross. Here's Ramsey again for Ballard. Charging at Lucky Opara. Mendez now. Laid up fields. Deflected out. Throw in Ballard. But a stoppage here as there will be two subs coming for both teams. Now ready for the throw in here momentarily. This ball moved out wide. Ballard with 10 minutes to go. Here comes Spokane. Chance to put this in the middle. Dealt with. Luis Gil turns it back upfield. Here comes the shot. Blocked in front. Second chance. Blocked again. Harrison Bertos.
Oh my goodness. What an incredible bit of individual effort from Bertos. He has no business making this save. That is absolutely ridiculous and exactly what he meant. to be able to put himself in the way to preserve the shutout. Remarkable from Harrison Bertos.
Anwar Pelaez has come onto the field as the corner comes in, cleared away. And now a chance to run here for Ballard. Just floated over the top. Ish Jome up to meet it. And Neil Vignals calmly back for Ryan Bilichuk. Over the top again for Spokane, headed away. One of the players who has come on is number 16, Alex Mejia. These chances for Spokane might start blossoming like the tulips around the Seattle area. They have the Tulip Festival just up the road in Mount Vernon.
What time of the year is the Tulip Festival?
About springtime, so you know now's a great time. Maybe in the next few weeks, come April.
Swimsuit, bikini weather, it'd be great. Perfect.
Just make sure you wear your deodorant.
Absolutely
It might get a
must.
little,
Absolutely
it might smell a
must.
little muddy up there. You know, you're trudging through all the mud in the fields, but you know it's beautiful up there.
I love the foliage up there, the animals. I was up there last time. Oh, the most adorable turtle.
In the pond,
Yeah,
like in
it
the
was
little
adorable.
ponds.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
it was great. I put a picture up on Instagram. It was that cute. It was IG worthy.
David Garcia getting the boos. But you wouldn't boo somebody if he was like Air Bud, you know?
No, you can't boo a dog like that. I mean, guy's a star.
David Garcia already on a yellow card tonight. You know, he's not making friends with the locals here in Ballard.
And he's flopping like a fish!
He's flopping like a fish apparently, but not like Air Bud.
No.
Back through the middle, and Ballard getting on the ball. 6 minutes to go. Congrats to El Farolito, who have moved on, beating Real Monarchs by 3-1.
There's been a lively atmosphere in the stadium tonight. All real knowledgeable fans, and hopefully they're enjoying some of the commentary as they're watching along on YouTube, wherever you might be in the stadium or anywhere around the world.
We're going to be the last game going tonight. And the foul in the middle, free kick going Ballard's way. Chance to put this in the area now for Ballard. Brummett stands over it. Curling this in, the heads go up. It deflects off to the near side. Ramsey's after it, ends up out of play, and it's a goal kick. Four minutes to go. Here's Ramsey. Comes through the middle again. Filipposian. Brummett Going down, free kick.
Again, just individual efforts, and this is a good pocket of space from Brummett. Took it on the half turn, so he's able to get the wrong side of the defender and feels the contact, and that's a very good spot to win a free kick in.
Another sub was also Sean Sent. He came on during that last substitution window for Kellen Rowe. Rowe goes about 80+ minutes tonight. Excited to see him back out on the field. And now many options standing over this. Brummett, Mejia. Looks like Hammond is there as well. Trying to test Bilichuk in goal. This is Brummett. He'll fake. Hammond up and over, deflected. Corner kick for Ballard. Ballard readying this corner kick deep into this match. Here it comes, dealt with by Jalen Chrysler. 2 players down, Chrysler is one of them.
It's brave defending to be able to stick your head in there, understanding you're going to get some of the contact when you go and win the initial header, but at this point in the match, it's important to do it, and it was a big header to clear it away and win the foul.
No surprise that the rain has started to fall here in Seattle, which is going to make this already pretty quick pitch a little bit quicker.
It's typically Seattle this evening, isn't it?
It sure is. They call it the Pagliacci pitch.
Is that right?
It's a great little pizza establishment in the Pacific Northwest Seattle region. I recommend.
You got
next time you're up there.
A favorite flavor?
I mean,
a pie?
I mean, it's kind of the same at different places, but it's the sausage, mushroom, onion, pepper type thing, like the deluxe or supreme, they call it maybe.
Oh, okay. So don't go there and then sit in a commentary booth with you afterwards.
Oh, hey, I mean,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm definitely gonna try that next time I'm there.
it's very
yeah,
good.
I
Very
the
good.
exact one you mentioned.
All right, now this is Jalen Chrysler, who is down for Spokane.
So what, like 10 minutes of stoppage?
We're hearing 4 minutes of stoppage time, but obviously we have not started that stoppage time yet.
Get him off the field!
Spokane has made 4 subs. Siobhan John Brown, Anwar Pelayas, Masango Akale, and Luis Gil have all come onto the field. So there's 1 sub available for Spokane in this second half. They will get another one if this game goes to extra time, which seems like it is going to. Chrysler back to his feet. Chrysler, who's from Everett, just up the road, but played his college soccer at Gonzaga in Spokane, so he's a bit of a homecoming for Jalen Chrysler. He's played with Knoxville, Richmond, and Madison for the past 3 stops for him. So if we were going to get 4 minutes of stoppage time, we should at least play to 95.
It's good math.
It's that Washington State education. You know?
Hey. It's a homecoming for several people.
Give him a yellow for time wasting.
That ball just got booted out of Inter Bay Stadium, and they'll have to go again now.
Start a charity where you get like 10 cents a yard and give it to people at the end of the year.
Ryan Bilichuk, not sure where to exactly put this. Puts it back in play, and here we go. So we'll see how long we end up playing at the end of this second half before we get 30 minutes more, if we get 30 minutes more. Lucky Opara puts it in. Lucky Opara not able to keep it in play. Throwing for Zach Ramsey. Lay it off though for Luke Hammond. Here's Ramsey. Continuing to whip through here at Inter Bay Stadium in Seattle. Broken up by Luis Heel. Here's Siobhan John Brown. Heel turns it down the line. John Brown rolling it in. Lamphere spilled it. The chip towards goal, headed off the line. Almost deja vu from last year. Ballard wasn't having it. Spokane still pushing. Comes in again. Turn right back to the far side. Ishjom trying to turn the corner. It stays in play and it's sent away. What a goal line clearance.
Just gonna throw that out there.
Moved out wide again. Lucky Opara. Opara goes down. Ball out of play. Goal kick.
Oh, just when you thought this game had another late twist in it to add to the storied history between these two teams, Nico Brett thought he had just chipped it, and that was, I believe, Harrison Bretos that cleared off the line. Incredible. Britos, excuse me. That was something remarkable to preserve the clean sheet.
Now maybe something here for Alex Mejia. They've been asking for him all night long here in Inter Bay Stadium, and he gives it away. Moved upfield again. Hammond with a quick ball forward. Mendez. Labossian. Can't be much time left here in regulation. Almost to 30 minutes more. Hammond. Oh, great ball forward. It's Mejia. It's saved. It nearly went the other way to Ballard this year.
Oh no, this was all set up for Mejia, and he makes the right decision. The near post was open. He just doesn't start it out wide enough to curl it in to the near post. That was inches away from being some real heroics. From a goal line clearance at one end to a potential winner at the other. But instead, it looks like we're just getting settled in for 30 more minutes.
And we continue to play on. Nico Brett lofting to the far side. There's Brummett. Brummett goes down. The play continuing on. Ishjom cuts it off. Well past the minimum of 4. We thought we'd go more than 4, but Maybe not this much. Floated into the area, flicked along, back post, and taken by Lamar. A flurry of chances at the end of regulation.
Just another opportunity that makes its way through, and on a different night when it's not as slick, maybe it was been able to read the bounce a bit better, but instead, to extra time we go.
30 more minutes. It'll happen in 5 minutes' time. And 0-0 after 90 minutes.
I think we might be in this for the long run.
There's just been nothing that separated these two teams, and so it's only fitting that we go for 30 more minutes of free soccer.
If it goes to PKs, can we like all sit on one half of the
Highlights from this one, and most of them coming in the second half. There wasn't much going for either team in the first half, and as we got into the second half, this was in the first half, but Reedy just firing this across, and that was kind of the story, nobody making runs towards goal.
Yeah, that really summed up the first half. It was, at best, half chances, nothing really to separate them. But then in the second half, things started to open up, and this was a good chance. What a fantastic save this was from Billachuk to be able to push this wide with a strong hand. And Spokane, they were going to get their opportunities, and they finally started to grow into the second half, and there was this moment that you thought for sure it was going to be 1-0. But then Harrison Bertos makes a ridiculous individual effort to preserve the scoreless match.
Come the second half, more opportunities, and what about this goal line clearance? Bertos again.
That was just a ridiculous effort. Nico Brett surely thought he had clipped it up and over to win it, and then Alex Mejia surely thought this was his moment to find a winner. But instead, both teams were able to remain resilient and stout defensively. One last gasp here for Spokane as all the numbers were thrown forward, and it makes its way through, but just out of the reach to be able to get anything on it. And so to extra time, we go.
2 15-minute periods, no golden goal, one additional substitute. We're still level. We got penalties.
Right now, it just doesn't seem like there's much separating, so who knows? Stick around, get comfortable. Join us in the chat section, in the comment section of YouTube, because this match looks like it's got a long way to go, and I genuinely have no idea which way it's going to go.
Last night, it was Chattanooga Red Wolves getting forced to go to pens. Greenville Triumph forced to go to pens. Both of those League One teams on the road. Same thing goes tonight for Spokane Velocity. As we will step aside, we'll have extra time coming up shortly.
In Florida. So they're not happy about that. Oh, there's people announcing from in Florida for this game?
live for this game?
Oh my God.
Just let them know next time. I'll do the announcing. We'll be fine. Unbiased.
Yeah, that is really cool that every single game is on YouTube.
Yeah.
Is on YouTube.
Filmed by this guy.
Yeah.
And with audio from you.
Makes me want to go to tomorrow night's game and yell the same amount. Oh yeah.
Well, if you need somebody to carry your bag, that's who I am. I'm the guy carrying the bag. Making sure this doesn't blow over on our fellow fans.
But yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's what you was in the 94?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Tomorrow is the Defiance against the Washington Athletics.
That's going to be wet.
It won't be this game. It won't be this game. I don't know what you have.
If you don't give me one, I'll say profane things.
Oh, the t-shirts? Oh my God. So if they're on YouTube, we can go home and watch this game over, right? And we can listen to you. Oh no, the cameraman was really cool. Yeah.
God, they need a better PA system.
Yeah, I can't even hear it. I'm like texting them for sounds are and like trying to
We got U.S. Open Cup After Dark, round 1 tonight from Seattle. With Jamie Watson, I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks for staying up late with us wherever you are tuning in from. Unless you're in Hawaii, it's not too late out there. But we have a 0-0 game. It's basically a new game. There's the whistle, extra time underway from Inter Bay Stadium in Seattle. Chances really picking up towards the end of regulation. And now into extra time. We are ready to go.
With PKs, this game can easily go till 2.
yeah, I'm texting Florida now. Get ready, it's gonna be late night.
Watch it go to keepers.
Ballard will carry on here. Looking for something through the middle. It's broken up. And now Spokane trying to get something going. Turn the corner, the cross put in front, popped into the air and taken by Lamar. Here's Mangamba. Stepping on the ball. And Ballard will look to play out here. Deflected through the middle. Brummett now in a more central role. He's played out wide. He's been on offense. He's been on defense. Unsung hero tonight.
Brummett shown some real versatility to his game tonight. And Ballard have shown some real resiliency with just 6 practices under their belt. Now you got to add in 30 extra minutes right now. Fitness is definitely going to be an issue. It's still early for Spokane, but they're already in league play, so you'd imagine there's a bit more of established fitness with several weeks of preseason already in their back pocket.
Over the top again. This one headed out of play. And a throw in back to Spokane. What a day it's been in the U.S. Open Cup. LAFC 2 scoring 7 goals, 2 straight nights. Team from LA has scored 7 goals. It was Ventura County last night. And tonight, LAFC 2, El Paso Locomotive scoring 5, Monterey Bay scoring 4. I guess they took up all the goals, Jamie.
I mean, that's cool. They have more goals in that match than we do shots on target right now. 2 for Ballard, 1 for Spokane.
And 1 from Spokane headed off the line.
Well, I don't want to watch a game of pong.
On the turn, Mendez rolling it forward, laid back and cleared away. Here's Masango Akale, cut down. A free kick on the way. Spokane is asking for a yellow card there against Andre Filibassian.
Yeah, and Filibassian gets us all wrong. Lunging challenge. Looks as though Filibassian is not going to be booked for this, but that is definitely a bookable offense.
Vinyals taking off the ball, and it's Ballard on it again. Played back. Lamar with the distribution. Ballard moving it forward. Chrysler stepping up again. There just has not been a lot to split these two teams tonight. It's been a battle in the middle of the field. We got people watching in Australia, Jamie.
Is that right?
That is right. Love that. I guess it's good morning to those in Australia. It might even be afternoon at this point.
It might be next week. I'm not sure with the whole international date line. You're a well-versed traveler. Have you been to Australia?
I've not yet. I say yet because it's on the list.
Absolutely.
Have you?
No, it's on the bucket list for sure. Be interested to know where people are watching from around the world.
I've seen Indy.
Indy, okay.
Shout out Indy. Go Hoosiers.
Well, season's over for them in college basketball terms. Not for UNC, where one of us went to school.
Ballard's coming into the attack here, Jamie.
All right, well, Detroit, Michigan checking in.
There we go. Illinois. Love it. It's an international game. It's an international tournament. The U.S. Open Cup. They love it in every continent. Morocco shout. Oh, my goodness.
No, really?
All over the place. Here's Mendez. Coming through the middle. Going to ground was Brummett. And hopping away from the challenge is Chrysler, who I think is a little bit fed up.
Man on, man on, man on.
YouTube comments are great.
We love those tuning in tonight. Staying up late with us.
Dallas, Texas checked in. Now it's nice to see. Hometown.
Hometown.
Little Minnesota shout in there.
We got people from all over tuning in to watch Ballard FC, USL League 2, Spokane Velocity, USL League 1. Battle of Western Washington against Eastern Washington, Jamie.
Large following in North Korea, apparently, according to the YouTube comments.
I don't know if we can believe that or not. Cross fizzled in as far as Austin Brummett. Moved out wide again. Another chance to play this into the path of Brummett. It ends up out of play.
Nice try, guys.
And the great thing about both of these clubs is how involved they are in the women's game as well. Spokane Velocity partnering with Spokane Zephyr, who play in the USL Super League, and then the USLW League starting this year, Salmon Bay FC here in Seattle, tied in with Ballard FC, part of the same group. They'll play here at Inter Bay. And might I say, the branding around Salmon Bay and Ballard FC is top notch.
Top notch, incredible. One mentioned too that there'd be somebody in attendance, but they're at home because Salmon Bay's youngest striker was just born.
There you go.
So congratulations.
And move it down the line, and again out of play. And Spokane just having trouble connecting some passes. This comes into the middle, touch for Akale! No penalty! 2 players down in the area. Ballard coming back the other way. Brummett over the top. Trying to put this in the middle and cleared away.
It's a big decision. Kelsey Arms was in the right position to be able to make it. He'd be the judge at home. Kali got to the ball first, and there was no contact from the Ballard FC defender. There was a long thought, and the whistle was pressed to the lips, but it didn't go. If I am any one of the Spokane Velocity players, anytime I get near the box, any contact I'm feeling, I'm going down at this point, because that is as close to a penalty being given as we've seen all evening long and maybe in some time. So we got to know defensively, if you're one of the Ballard FC defenders, you cannot go into a 50-50 challenge and be late right now.
Corner kick on the way here for Ballard. Touched into play. Now the in-swinging ball right in front, still bouncing around. It stays in play. Mejia puts it across, and it wasn't turned in by Mungomba. What a chance again for Ballard. And a player down in the area.
Well, the short corner, there's been some success for Ballard tonight from this, but this is just sort of one of those moments where it's laid on, a failed clearance. Ball's kept in play, and then just seems as though right now the legs are heavy, and then therefore the quality of the touches and the decision-making is going down.
And Brummett getting back to his feet, getting those gloves back on, or maybe he's going to lose the gloves now. Are you a gloves guy?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Dallas, Texas. If it hit below 50, gloves, long sleeves, all of that.
Okay.
Yourself?
Not really, no.
You're a Seattle guy.
Seattle guy, yeah.
You're a different breed up there. You're tough.
Hands that get wet, it's raining, you know, we're going. We're moving on.
Just keep it moving.
Trying to play down the line. And ripped down at midfield. Mungomba has to be careful. Already on a yellow card. Remember, that was nearly that double foul situation earlier on. Here's Bilichuk.
One of these times. It's going to work one of these days.
According to the FOTMob app, this is one of 2 games going on across the entire world. The other game is going on in Japan. It's the League Cup. The Van Raur Hachinohe against the Albirex Niigata. That's the other game going on tonight. It's cup action from Seattle, Washington to Japan. The only 2 games right now on FOTMob. Just had to throw that out there for those of you tuning in.
That's remarkable. All right. Well, settle in. You're in the right place. And Got about a minute left in this before we reach the halftime and extra time, and there's no score. Penalties.
Trying to move it ahead. Siobhan John Brown, the square ball, looking for Akale. It was Mungamba who stepped in. Now it's played up over the top. Mejia chasing after it. Billachuk is there.
This match is opening up end to end, and some would say it's the best game in the world right now.
I'd say it's one of the top 2 games in the world right now.
Easily.
Heel sliding it forward. And advantage being played. A player down for Ballard behind the play. And looking to slip this one through. Billachuk stays on his line. Ramsey to the end line, squares it back. And that touch just took him too close to the end line. He knows what a chance that was.
This is so well worked from Ballard too. The run is impeccable. Great weight on the pass, and this touch. It's just unfortunate the other knee gets in the way of that first touch. That's what happens when you play on turf at times. Big moment. That goes wasted.
A drop ball to put it back in play. And 1 minute of added time. Long over the top. Running into the corner, Akale. Thought that ball went out of play. The AR is all the way on the other side of the field, or at least at midfield. Didn't have a great look at it and play on. Floated forward. Ramsey up for it. Mejia there as well. And that is the end of the first period of extra time. 15 minutes more. And still looking for that opening goal. Highlights from this first period of extra time. Some good action on both sides. As Spokane has really struggled to get things going in the attack tonight.
This is a big decision. No penalty given, and I'm okay with the decision. I think that you can understand the shout for it. I actually appreciate our referee being very consistent with their officiating throughout the course of the evening. So now having some time to settle on it, look at it second and third time, I think it was the right call. And then it's at that point in time, early in the season, first game for Ballard, second game of the season for Spokane. You're just starting to see some tired legs, and when the legs start to go, the decision-making goes, and you get moments like this where it's an incredible run through, and first touch with the right foot, second touch with the left knee, and then it's gone begging from that moment. And so is the signage on the end line.
Well, here we go. 15 more minutes. Jamie Watson, I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. And thanks to all of you tuning in from all across the world, as we have now found out. There is the whistle. Here we go. 15 more minutes. Still no score between Ballard and Spokane. Feels like this is almost balancing out from last year, where both teams, or both managers, said the game probably should have gone to extra time. It was just a late goal from Andre Lewis to win it for Spokane in the 97th minute.
You really got to get behind the net.
to cross. The header is wide. Mejia onto it.
No real pressure right now as the legs are starting to go, and so you get some free service. Would have been a difficult angle to score from as you're backpedaling just beyond the near post, but good warning sign that there are going to be some efforts hopefully in the second half of extra time. Although the expected goal total is .61 for Ballard and a massive .62 for Spokane Velocity. So maybe there'll be a goal, maybe there won't.
Astute analysis.
Maybe some of my best work.
Maybe a team will move on. Maybe a team won't move on. Who knows? We'll find out soon enough. We might have some dissent to the referee here and needs to have a word. Talking with Luis Heel. You can see the frustration, kind of feel the frustration from Spokane tonight. Spokane, they got another game on Saturday, back at home. So 5-hour bus trip home. I'm sure day off tomorrow, train Friday, game Saturday. And it's FC Naples, so they're coming from, there's almost no longer flight in the continental USA and from South Florida to Washington. Everybody's gonna be tired on that field. Here comes the free kick. Headed away. Back for Hammond. Chance to cross into the box. And another throw-in for Ballard. A sellout crowd tonight here at Inter Bay Stadium. Heard them throughout. They've been loud. Bridge Keepers Supporters Group, as they are called, waving the flags to our left. This is flicked in the middle. Still a battle for it. Now a chance to run. Akale flips it up over the top. Luis Hill's onto it. Bertos back for Lamfier. I had to vote for man of the match. I'm going with number 4 in red tonight.
Bertos has really shown well for himself. He's put himself time and time again in the right position to be able to affect it positively. And my goodness, this was another moment in which it's a lung-busting run back. In the second half of extra time, having to chase back. That just shows a lot of commitment, and then just to calmly play back to your goalkeeper in a position to succeed where you can keep possession.
Looking for that direct ball over the top. Bilichuk at the top of his area. Holds on to it right in front of Alex Mejia.
I wonder how much Alex Mejia had to shell out in tickets tonight for his supporter section that's here supporting him.
They've been they wanted him to come onto the field even before he was on the field. Putting some pressure on James Riley over there. This is what they've wanted to do when they've been on the ball. Here's Luis Heel. Goes out of play, Spokane throw.
How many yards are they allowed to take?
And the referee having to move the player back there on the far side. Too many yards taken. Now they're trying to work it up the field again. Ramsey on the run. So run through for Ballard, who just has to get rid of it. Past 1 o'clock on the East Coast, 10 o'clock local here in Seattle. Booing David Garcia. He got a yellow card earlier in the game, and he's been the player that fans have targeted tonight, apparently. Here's Vinyals. Hammonds, a handball against Javier Martin Gil. Luis Gil will stand over it. Gil is ready, lifting it in, the heads go up, flick towards goal, and taken by Lamar. No real danger. Long downfield, Ramsey chasing after it, blue shirts all around.
That's good hold-up play.
Trying to play it over the top again.
Oh, that is very bad from behind.
And a yellow card in the hand of the referee.
That is a bad tackle from behind.
It is Alex Mejia taking down Masango Akale. And that is also the end of the day for Raimundo Mendez. Good shift put in. Coming in is Isaac Ketchum. Kale back to his feet and ready to continue on. 5 minutes to go in this game. And a yellow card to somebody on the Spokane bench.
Did you see the gesture he made?
Don't believe was to Lee Viedman.
Pretty sure it was the finger.
Rado Bustamante, Vito Higgins, the assistant coaches. Out wide again, Siobhan John Brown, Javier Martin Gil on the overlap, gets end line, cross well overhit, but Ishjom comes away with it. I feel like it's gonna be a moment of brilliance at this point. Gil blocked. That would have been something special. Ballard able to keep it, and space in the middle to exploit. Ramsey running forward. Going to ground and winning that challenge, David Garcia. Down the line again for Siobhan John Brown. Stood up back post. And a foul against Spokane.
There's that effort from Louis Hill, and then it leads to a breakout the other way. Watch this timing from David Garcia. He's just measuring it. He's waiting for the next heavy touch, and there it is. And now the other way we go. It looks like men's league game after a while here where there's just no midfield. Defending is optional. That's good positioning, though, to win the foul from the defender, but yeah, the midfield is just optional at this point.
Ramps coming into effect as well. Surprised to see some players cramping at this stage of the game. Back to his feet, Andre Philippossian. Philippossian making his way off the field.
Any update on the other match going on around the world?
Oh yeah, we can check in.
Just to keep our.
Oh, now we got a whole slate now of Japan League Cup matches that have kicked off. It was just that first game that was the early kickoff. Now we got.
Oh, life comes at you fast. 6 minutes ago, it was just us here and one other game. The mighty. Who'd you say they were?
Yeah, I think we can just leave it at that.
You got it right the first time with the pronunciation. We're not going to go back to the well. Yep, well, it was fun while it lasted. Enjoyed calling.
The Kashima Antlers are playing currently.
Big fan of them.
And the Nagoya Grampus are also playing.
You said it.
This is played ahead. Chrysler with Mejia on his hip. Deflected out of play, throw into Spokane, but can put that pressure a little bit higher up the field. That's what we're saying. We're not the only show in town anymore.
It was fun while it lasted.
We are in North America, definitely.
I'd say your ability to commentate on this match, update on the others, very Kevin Harlan-esque.
I'm not going to put myself on his level. Long throw incoming. Hammond into the box. Towards the top of the area. Nico Brett gets it away. It's cut out. Hammond tries to flick it forward. Gonna play this through again. Chance to shoot. Blocked and in! Anwar Pelaez, 2 hours in, 1-0 Spokane.
Oh my goodness. If you stayed up and you waited for this, you got a goal that's worthy of advancing to the next round. Pelaez strikes us, and it's so unfortunate to take the nastiest, most wicked deflections into the top corner. Pelaez and the rest of Spokane Velocity won't care. Harrison Bertos, who's been the best player on the field tonight for Ballard FC, as it hits the underside of his foot. and spin right off the inside of the post and in. You can't win a lot if you don't buy a ticket. Pelaez finds himself fortunate to be the hero with his name in lights. And my goodness, seconds away from sending this match to penalties. Pelaez had plans otherwise.
It's basically deja vu from last year when Andre Lewis scored with almost the last kick of regulation. And now a substitution, Nico Brett will make his way off the field. Just the third goal scored for Anwar Pelaez as a Spokane Velocity player. And that'll make that 5+ hour bus ride a little bit more tolerable, I think, tomorrow now for Lee Wiedemann and company. That is a brutal, brutal deflection from a Ballard perspective.
Oh, that is sometimes this game can be very cruel.
Floated forward, headed away. Can't be much time left now. 2 minutes past the allotted time. Up over the top. Throwing here for Ballard. Trying to get things going quickly here. Deflected away again. Hammond, the last player back for Ballard. Down the line again, headed away. Maybe something on. This has got to be one of the last chances of the game. It's Brummett. Brummett!
Oh my gosh!
Ryan Belichick! What a save!
He has no business saving that. That is a ridiculous save.
Way behind him. And now one final corner kick. Everybody forward for this one. In-swinger ball, back post, headed up, not gone, still loose, headed away. Challenge put in, free kick to Spokane. And that should pretty much do it, you'd think, tonight. My goodness, Ryan Belichick.
Oh, this was a ridiculous effort. It looked like it was going to dip up and over. That is a world-class save. Rose up like a Chinook salmon and pushed it up and over.
And we continue on, 124. Garcia sends it upfield. Ballard trying to have one more chance. Hammond blocked. Absolutely remarkable ending. And we still may not be done yet because Kelsey Harm's content to let this go on even further. 5 minutes past. Floated ahead, flicked forward! Yes, but no! The flag is up for offside! Heartbreak in Ballard, and a yellow card given.
There's the flick, and I tell you what, that is so close. We don't have the best vantage point. The assistant referee on the far side has a better point of reference than we do, but just looking at it, that was oh so close. Oh my gosh, what a roller coaster.
The magic of the US Open Cup. Fireworks, the pyrotechnics have come out here at Interbay Stadium. And the referees ended this. Spokane Velocity win a dramatic extra time game here in Seattle. They were made to work for this one, and they survived Ballard FC for a second straight season.
Impossible to say either one of these teams deserve to be knocked out at this stage. That match, if you waited the 2 hours, you were treated to the last 5 minutes of just excitement at its peak. And oh my goodness, from what looked like Spokane having it in the back pocket to it looked like we were headed to penalties with the last gasp flick that gets called offside with no video review. We got to go with the assistant referee's decision, and what a hard-fought match, and Spokane do just enough to put their noses in front.
Wow, trying to catch our breath from this one, but this was the moment it all changed. Anuar Pelaez deep into this game.
And this is going to be an effort that goes right towards Lamar, but it's the extended leg of Bertos that deflects it and gives it that wicked spin to the top corner. And then this shot, an effort, my goodness. Grummet struck that perfectly. He had to have thought that went in. The second left his foot, and then here's the moment of controversy. That was something spectacular to finish from Harrison Bertos, but it just was ruled offside, and you got to give the assistant referee on the far side the credit that they're in the right position to see that better than we are here, but nonetheless, it's a game of inches, and this game inches away from being in penalties, but instead it's Spokane into the second round.
The match stats, there just weren't many chances in this game. We knew it was going to take one big goal to decide it, and that's what did.
Well, this match, it paid off. If you put yourself through the first 2 hours, you were able to have the most exciting 5 minutes of the night to end it. And for Spokane, they'll continue on. Ballard unable to pull off the cup set, but James Riley's men will have nothing to hang their head about. They were fantastic tonight.
What a finish here in Seattle. That's what you want in the U.S. Open Cup. For our entire hardworking crew tonight, staying up late, broadcast partner Jamie Watson, I'm Josh Eastern. Good night from Seattle.